Hey, it's Rob from Wheelworks Bike Shop in Dublin. Embargoed bikes. It's June 25th. Embargo lifts on the 27th, so we're recording. We've got about 8 more to do. It's late in the day. We could be here for a while yet. JB thought he was going home at 6 behind the camera there. He'll be here for a while. Anyway, Trek's new road bike launch. I'm struggling with the embargo label. The mechanics are all waiting downstairs to put the bikes together, so I better get my arse in gear. Oh yeah, okay, this one's cool. So the new bike is the 8th generation Madone. Trek have been teasing it on Trek have been teasing it on social media, and with their pro riders riding it and not telling anybody what it was going to be for a while. So it is a Madone, not an Emonda, but it's combining both the characteristics of the Madone and the Emonda. This is the team colour. I think this is called blue. Yeah, they just call this one blue, so it's blue. Anyway, this is the SLR7. It's the first time Trek are doing the launching both the SL and SLR at the same time. They normally launch them a year apart. SLR gets launched, the premium model. It's out in the market for a year, and then a year later they launch the SL version. This is the first time they've ever launched both at the same time, because this is a completely new bike. They're combining two of their models. And the story with this one is it's aero at front, lightweight at the back, and it's combining the best of both worlds. The Emonda, the super lightweight, responsive acceleration of the Emonda with the aero of the Madone. So it's as aero as the current Gen 7. In fact, a really interesting fact they gave us was, so the SLR is the top of the range bikes, the SL are the mid-range, and the SL7, which is Ultegra with 50mm Pro wheels, the current SL7, which is like a €6,700 bike, is as fast as a Gen 7 SLR7, which was €11,000. So the new bike at almost half the price is as fast as that. A little caveat to that is it's as fast when you combine it with the aero bottles. So the aero bottles are supposed to come with the SLR bikes. I'm assuming they're in one of these boxes. We'll get to that in a minute. So the tube shapes, I've got 8 of these things to do. I've got to maybe do a little bit of facts with every bike. Anyway, the tube shapes, the aero tube shapes they've used are different to the last generation or any of the last couple of generations. So Trek have used a thing called camtail, and pardon the made up science, but camtail is it's an aero. I've lost my Allen key. Yeah, I shouldn't be left in charge of tools either. I think I've left it on my desk downstairs. We'll come back to that in a minute. So camtail was invented by an aerodynamicist called Cam, K-A-M-M. Not his name wasn't Camtail. But basically what camtail was, if you took an aerofoil and chopped off the end of it, the air acted like that aerofoil was there, and the deeper you make an aerofoil, effectively the faster it gets. So Cam discovered that if you cut the back end off an aerofoil, the air acted the same way, so you were getting the speed benefit of a deep aerofoil without the downsides. The downsides being the deeper the aerofoil on a bike, the more you'd get pushed around, because the wind has a bigger profile to hit, and obviously weight is a big issue on bikes, so the deeper the aerofoil, the heavier the bike got, like on the Madone. Anyway, camtail is what they've used on the previous generation Madone, and the one before that, and the one before that, and on the Speed Concept, and on the old Emonda as well, to a lesser extent. But what they've done this time is using actual science as opposed to made up science, and CAD programs. They have run thousands and thousands of new aero shapes through their CAD programs, and they've come up with a new aero shape, which is as efficient as the Cantail. However, the new Madone being as fast as the old Madone, or 77 seconds faster over 40k than the Emonda, only happens when you put the aero bottles in the frame. And what that does is it effectively creates an aerofoil that starts at the wheel, goes around the frame, goes around the bottles, around the frame, and back around the wheel. So you create a big foil, which is what you see on tri bikes. The Speed Concept, you probably can't see it from here, but the Speed Concept comes with a triangular wedge bottle that fills in this space in the bottom. The Madone had a huge chunky bottom bracket to fill in as much of that space as possible. Tri bikes have been doing it for a long time, and yeah, that's not going to work. We need to get an Allen key. Anyway, we'll come back to that. So that's where they're getting the speed, is with this, what they're calling full foil. So this is the team colours, the Little Trek team colours. This is the SLR7. The carbon grade has gone up from 800 to 900. The manufacturing process has changed slightly, so it's a much more efficient manufacturing process, and the result of that is that the inside of the frame is a lot cleaner. So the bladders that they're using inside of the mold is giving much better compression, so there's much less excess material inside, which allowed them to manufacture things a little bit differently and use slightly less carbon. Stronger, lighter. So that's mostly accurate, I think. I don't think I've made any mistakes on that. But it's 900 series carbon versus the old one was 800. Oh yeah, new handlebars. So the new handlebars they're an iteration of the Gen 7 handlebar. It's slightly shallower and a little bit deeper, and backwards compatible. So this new bar will fit on the Domani or the old Emonda, or I believe the old Madone as well. You need a special fitting kit and head cap and stuff like that to do it, but they are backwards compatible, I believe. They also come in a range of sizes that wasn't available before, so much longer stems with the narrower sizes. So the 35 tops is a 38 at the bottom, so nice narrow stance at the top, and that comes in a 130, 120, 110. So big wide range of fitting for the faster cockpits. And that to me, that was a bit shocking how much of a difference that made when I went to those narrow bars. Huge difference in speed. Either that or I'm just getting faster as I get older, which probably isn't happening. What else did we want to talk about on this one? I better start shortening these videos a little bit, otherwise we're going to be here till 10 o'clock tonight, and the mechanics won't thank me. So that's probably everything on this one. We'll get it down to the workshop, we'll get some bits put onto it and do some more videos before the launch on Thursday. So we could show you the bottles as well. We'll park that for a second. Here's some we made earlier. So these are the new Aero bottles. RSL Aero they're called. 20 ounce, 595 milliliters. The placement on the frame, the positioning you put them in is very important. There's specific instructions on how to do that. The cages take these aero shaped bottles, but the cages will also work with a round bottle, which is important for Pro Tour riders or if your aero bottle is dirty. That's the team colour. It's also available in, I think, grey or black or white or something. They're on the way. We have some of these in. These guys are retailing for, we should probably talk about the price as well. These are retailing for €100 for the set. which is, when I saw it first I thought, holy shit, €100. But carbon cages are typically 60, €70, and aero bottles for about 20, 25. So these are, I suppose, when you look at the fact that these are a very specific product and they have to make molds for them and all that sort of stuff, it's probably about right. 25 quid bottle. And the bottles are available actually at €25. So it's a 75 quid cage and euro. These are not dollars or pounds. So that's those. So that's a really, really nice colour actually. Love those bold primary colours. They look great. Okay, we'll move on. I'll start another one. Madone, SLR7, Shimano Ultegra, Pro 51s, now sporting nice Pirelli P0 TLRs. The tubeless setup is important as well. That adds a lot to the speed. And we're running lower pressures, but I'll talk about that in another video.